Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 59 of Ace 30 Investigations 2. Last time, we were doing some more cross-examining, and we found out that the president died because he was crushed to death. And then we discovered that John was the reason why the Mozilla head fell. Basically, he left the heater on, caused a mini explosion, caused basically the head to fall into the president. And basically, he's becoming more and more suspicious, much to Lang's delight. He's going to then sue Global Studios. He's going to go on a rampage. And we're going to continue on. Anyways, John, it is painfully obvious that you are desperately trying to hide something from me. What are you going on about? I'm not hiding anything. You are hiding something about this yellow stain on the president's clothes, correct? Why did you leave it entirely out of your testimony? The fact you made no mention of it casts more suspicion upon yourself. That's because I hope you have a convincing explanation. Now you get Mama Bear Justine. She's gonna kick Edgeworth's ass. Judge Courtney! Allow me to explain. Why are you? You don't insult my son. My son's better than you. He's under a lot of pressure. He's a celebrity, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you a celebrity, Prosecutor Edgeworth? No, you're not. You don't know the stresses my John goes under. The yellow stain left on the president's chest is almost certainly lion lily pollen. Lion lily? When I met with the president on the roof of the Grand Tower 2 nights ago, I brought him a bouquet of lion lilies. Lion lilies are beautiful flowers with stunning golden petals. Some of the pollen on the lilies must have gone onto the president's suit. Huh? But I didn't see any lilies in the security footage, though. They were simply obscured by the president's body. Why did you bring a bouquet? That I cannot say. Hey, you're keeping way too many secrets. You won't tell us why you met with the president or the reason you brought him flowers. My apologies, however, I did give him the bouquet. That much is true. But when the president's body was discovered, we didn't find any flowers. I honestly don't know how that could be. Ha! Hey, Miss Judge, all your answers have been too vague. You can't say this, and you don't know that. Do you accept flimsy testimony like that in your trials? Actually, you'd be surprised how much we hold. Hey, get out! Don't you talk to my man like that? Only I can talk to my man like that. John, I threw the flowers away. You threw them away, so there were flowers near the body when you found it. Yeah, that's right. They were round top the president's body. They had been crushed as flat as a pancake, though. I see, so the flowers were squashed by Mozilla's head too! And a large amount of pollen got stuck to the president's suit. That seems to be the gist of it. However, why did you go out your way to dispose of the flowers? No reason. So John's not going to tell us anything either. I guess Mother and son both have a lot of secrets, huh? It's our family way. That is not true. At the very least, I can tell you why John threw away those flowers. Huh? John, you saw me leaving the house with those flowers in hand, did you not? I get it. John saw the flowers and thought of his mom. He threw them away in order to protect Judge Courtney from being suspected. That's not true. You're all wrong. That was his worst lie yet. I often decorate our house with those flowers. The bouquet must have reminded him of me. So the pup just happens to find the flowers from his mother's bouquet on top of the body. That's why he threw them away and kept silent about the body. Ha! That's a tiny little story if I've ever heard one. And what's wrong with that? I suppose you prefer untidy, messy stories, Agent Lang. Actually, yes, I do. Don't tell me you forgot already, Missy. The pup confessed that he caused the mother monster's head to fall last night. That's true, but he's currently the only suspect in the president's murder. It is true that there are many reasons to suspect John. However, there's someone other than John who's far more suspicious. What did you say? John himself was kidnapped by that very person not long ago. And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal! A refrigerated warehouse? That's right, pal! The refrigeration wasn't turned on, so he wasn't about to freeze to death. But if he hadn't yelled out for help, we would have never found him. Once his sleeping drugs wore off, he was finally able to call for help. Sleeping drugs, huh? If I recall correctly, when you were kidnapped. That's right!
found lying on the floor of the refrigerated warehouse. I think it was the same thing that was used on me not long ago. That sleepy ZZZ stuff, it's super powerful.
Yes, the mastermind got from Larry. They went up to Larry. Larry was in the back alley. He just opens this in a trench coat. Larry just opens it. Tell me what you need. I got the stuff. How about it, Agent Lang? John is clearly a victim. There's a mastermind at work behind the scenes of this case. I don't know anything about this so-called mastermind. You say they were here last night? I still don't know for sure yet. Ha! It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Indeed, I don't have any evidence that ties the mastermind to this murder. Is there someone else? Is there anyone besides John who had the opportunity to murder the president? That's it! As I thought, in the end, that pub is our only suspect. Isn't there one more suspect, Agent Lang? What's that? Didn't we prove it earlier? Last night there was one more person here. Blaise the best. You're saying he's the one who did it? Yes, because basically, it's not like Blaise is evil enough. It's like they heard the developers, they were like, we need to make Blaise even more evil! Not evil enough! Last night John was not alone. Blaise the best was here too. Shouldn't we consider him to be a new suspect? Blaise the best killed the president? He killed... Was the House of Lang not enough for him? It's entirely possible. Blaise the best. It can't be. The same guy from 12 years ago. 12 years ago? That keeps popping up. Well, a lot has changed. It all happened over 12 years ago. Back then, he and my old man were close friends, and our clan protected the president's life. Lang, don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago. You got it. Ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison, where you belong. 12 years is a long time coming for a suspended sentence. Don't you agree? Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago? Nothing that concerns you. On the contrary, it might just have some sort of connection with this case. And I suppose you have some proof, Mr. Prosecutor? Show me evidence that there's a connection between this case and the one from 12 years ago. Evidence, you say? If you don't have any evidence, then there's no point in talking about it. Yes, we have evidence. Okay. This is a report written by Patricia Rowan to Blaise the Best regarding Knightley. Please read this part here. That thing he laid to rest near the flower bed 12 years ago. That's not all. Take a look at this as well. This letter was sent to Jill Crane, who was murdered 2 days ago. Although the sender is currently unknown, here it is written as followed. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. What? 12 years ago? Agent Lang, something big has happened here. Jill Crane's murdered 2 days ago, and now the president's murdered today. There has to be some connection here, and the key to solving it lies in what happened 12 years ago, does it not? You're asking me to reopen the old wounds of the Lang clan? Agent Lang, I beg you. Who was that just now? Shifu! You guys, what are you all doing here? We followed you here, Shifu! We heard that Shifu was investigating the incident from 12 years ago! You idiots! I'm not your boss anymore! Get back to your own posts! Sir, we can't do that! What did you say? Are you disobeying my orders? Shifu, we also beg of you! Reinvestigate the SS5 incident from 12 years ago! None of us could ever forget that case! We know you feel the same way, Shifu! Agent Lang, you and your four subordinates decided to reinvestigate the case. And you think you can solve the mysteries of that case? Perhaps I can, with your help. I got it. I accept your invitation. Shifu, Shifu, Shifu!
Now then, with that decided, I guess it's my turn to shine.
Okay.
We're investigating a case in the past, right? And guess what the best tool for that is?
The little Mr. Thief.
Right! If we have the case files from the past case, I can recreate it.
Unfortunately, I don't have the case files.
Huh? What do you mean?
Access to those case files is restricted. It's being treated as a highly classified information. Why is that? I don't know, but it seems like there were a lot of things that they wanted to keep hidden. Even what I know is limited to what was published in the newspapers back then. That will not be a problem. In any case, please tell us what you know. Sure. The SS5 incident. Pretty good reminiscence theme. All the reminiscence themes from this game are pretty good. The incident occurred on a winter day 12 years ago. It was the 10th of February. The police department in this country received a call from a group of kidnappers. "We've kidnapped President Huang," they said. Kidnapped. The SS5 incident was the case of President Huang's kidnapping. They demanded a ransom of $100 million.
100 million? Just how much is that?
It's such a large amount, she's having trouble visualizing it. That night, my old man was the last person to meet with the president. They were together at the Zhangfa embassy until midnight on February 10th. After that, no one knows what the president was doing up until he was kidnapped. With the president's life at stake, the Zhangfa government frantically gathered the money. After that, the ransom was delivered and the president was to return safe and sound.
So, President Wang has been the president since 12 years ago. That's really amazing.
Well, being in office for so long is just a small part of how amazing the man is. Lang seemed a bit happy when he said that. And what happened to the kidnappers? Well, a top-secret covert investigation was carried out. Then a secret trial was held. A trial? Does that mean the suspect was caught? The suspect was Patricia Rowland. Then, the reason you came to the prison a few days ago. Yeah, I was put on extended leave from Interpol. So I decided to go back and reinvestigate what happened 12 years ago. First, I had to get a look at the face of my target. So that trial 12 years ago ended with a not guilty verdict? Yeah. Back then, my old man was in charge of every aspect of the president's security. He took responsibility for the kidnapping and was relieved of his post as a bodyguard. But he continued to investigate as a regular police officer until he finally found the culprit. And it was none other than Patricia Rowland. There was no way she could be innocent. However, the result was a not guilty verdict. In the end, the case went unsolved. Crushed in both body and soul, my old man resigned from the police. What was the basis for arresting Patricia Rowland? There was a lot of evidence, at least that's what I think. But I can't see those documents for myself. So that's where my story ends.
What should we do with only this much information? Even Little Thief would have a hard time producing the recreation. Is there really nothing we can do?
Looks like you could use it all. I don't know. Who's that? Sorry, I didn't know which one of them were speaking. Franziska!
And Mr. Shield too!
You want a hug, Kay? You finished up with the trial and finally managed to catch up with you guys. Here, take this! This is... Ah! It's the case files for the SS5 incident, sorry! When Roland mentioned 12 years ago during the trial, it caught my interest. I looked into him immediately and got in touch with Interpol. I expected no less from you, Franziska. Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. I didn't prepare these documents for you, the former prosecutor. I did it for the sake of the investigator taking up the case his father left behind. Sis. But I thought information on the SS5 incident was restricted to the public. That restriction was placed by the prosecutor in charge of the case, Blaise the Best. Blaise the Best was the prosecutor in charge? Him? Like I said, with Blaise, it's like a bar of it's like basically he keeps just saying, it's like when you think that Blaise couldn't be any worse, he just gets worse. However, as a result of the trial just now, Blaise's authority has been revoked. It's all thanks to his son. Sebastian! And to think, Blaise was taken down by an updated autopsy report. The Edgeworth weapon. By bringing down his father, the door to his past case has been opened. Prosecutor Best is currently wrapping things up in Patricia Rowland's trial. He told me to relay this message to you. Leave Pops and his cohorts to me. You guys should take care of the case on your end. He's become quite reliable right before our very eyes. I can just imagine Sebastian in an interrogation room with Blaise. Just Blaise, he's tied to the chair, he's restrained, he's handcuffed. And then Sebastian, he comes in. Okay, Pops, you're gonna tell me everything you know about this case so I can help Mr. Edgeworth. Ha! You won't get anything! You couldn't pass a basic reading test and you can't do this! What makes you think you're gonna break me? And then Sebastian, I have ways, Pops! And then Sebastian pulls up a chair. I'm gonna tell you all about my day, Pops! First I got up at 7 o'clock, and then I tried to use the bathroom. I thought I could potty train myself today, but it went all over the place like a sprinkler. I couldn't control it, Pops, so it got on the wall of the house, it got on the floor. I think a little got on the ceiling, Pops. That or our pipes are leaking are made of our pipes contain lemon. Our ceiling has lemonade in it. Does our ceiling contain lemonade, Pops? Do pipes have lemonade? Oh God, no! He's become quite reliable right before our very eyes. Truly.
Alrighty then. This is perfect. Now that we have the files, just leave the recreation to me.
Indeed. Well then, let's begin. According to these documents, it appears that the incident took place right in front of the Tower Plaza.
Then let's head to the plaza right away.
Okay, would you please activate the little Mr. Thief for us?
Right, with these case files, recreating everything should be a snap. Where should I start?
Well, indeed, according to these documents, it seems that there was a witness to the kidnapping of the president. A freelance journalist by the name of Jack Cameron. However, he happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and was murdered by the culprit. So that would mean the place he saw the president was here.
Here, at the Grand Tower?
No, the Grand Tower was only built around a year ago, okay? Before that, this place contained mostly old abandoned buildings. However, 12 years ago, this place was... Ha! Now you're finally talking about some stuff that I know. Yeah, 12 years ago, this very spot was... the Happy Family Home. Look at those children playing in the snow. It makes me sick. What's that now? It was a place where children who had lost their parents could live. Or to put it simply, it was an orphanage. So the president was kidnapped at that orphanage. And the head of that facility at the time was Patricia Rowland. Apparently, Rowland always referred to it as her home. It seems that suspicion would naturally fall upon her. Patricia Rowland blazed the best from Prince Wang. The darkness that remains from the SS5 incident still casts a shadow on the open president's case. Okay, I'd like you to input the investigation data from Jack Cameron's murder case. We can probably assume that he was killed by one of the kidnappers.
So if we solve the murder case, we'll know who the kidnappers were, right?
Precisely, I'm counting on you. Okay, yes, activate Little Thief, activate him. What is it, the Matrix? What the heck is this? Everything's green! I've come to expect such reactions. This is a recreation of the grounds of the facility that stood here 12 years ago, based on the documents from the police investigation.
I recreated the scene to show what it looked like when the police arrived at 7 a.m. the next day.
It appears a fair amount of snow had piled up here. Yeah, I heard that the footprints in the snow were prime pieces of evidence. The snow fell during the day on the day of the incident, so the snow only fell before the crime took place. Which means the footprints wouldn't have been erased for any further snow. I must make sure I pay close attention to these footprints. These footprints stop near the body.
They must be Mr. Cameron's footprints. He sure has some big feet. They look size 11.
Meanwhile, I'm only a size 7.
According to the data, his shoes match these footprints.
The footprints here seem to be to and from the body.
These footprints were believed to be the culprits. The shoe size about a size 7. That's fairly average.
I wasn't the suspect!
It seems like we won't be able to tell who's the culprits from these footprints.
Yeah, just the comedic effect. Anyways, this snowman can screw you over. This house mostly melted, but it appears to be a snowman.
It has a scar on the head. It must have melted since it was dressed so warmly. The poor thing even lost one of its buttons that was used for its eye.
The temperature reaches its lowest point at dawn. Perhaps it would have refrozen later.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Once the snowman melts, even if it breathes up again, it becomes an iceman instead of a snowman.
What? Is that what she was expecting me to say? Why is Gumshoe facing the camera? Does Gumshoe know he's in a video game? Look, viewer, player this game, please help me. My pay is insanely low. For pennies a day, you can help me. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can show that I can eat. And Gumshoe's silent nightly in the back. Silent night. And then, perfect. Scruffy, don't you dare say a word. I'm warning you. Eek, Mr. Edgeworth, please help me, sorry. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? It's about the story about the SS Spider's insight. Even though Blaise may have lost his authority, there's no way you can get confidential documents this quickly. That got me curious, so I made a few calls and asked around. And I found out that Mrs. Montgomery used all sorts of forceful tactics to... Scruffy, I thought I warned you. That's the forceful tactics right there, Mr. Edgeworth. You've got it all, Boss Francisca. I promise I bring this to an end with my own hands. Yeah, we get soon to right, Francisca. Okay, anyways. So this is the eyewitness of the resident's kidnapping, Jack Cameron. What? Why exactly did he witness?
I figured the state of his body based on the photos taken by the police.
It appears he was struck in the head from behind.
The murder weapon was a brick, right? It looks like it was one from the garden.
The blood that flowed from his head has splattered all over the surroundings.
Here, take this. It's Mr. Cameron's autopsy report.
I love how we don't get just the close photo autopsy reports in the first game. On all the investigation games, we just get bloody corpse photo. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
A yellow flower is found here. In the language of flowers, it means a stolen treasure.
Okay, please stop making things up. Still, this flower seems to be of a different variety from the ones growing nearby.
Well then, why is it in a place like this?
This bothers me a little. We should examine the flower bed itself. I knew
it! Someone must have stolen this from somewhere and brought it here.
Okay.
And in the language of flowers, that means an angry prosecutor.
I assume this is the victim's cell phone.
That's right. Apparently Mr. Cameron gave his eyewitness testimony over the cell phone.
What do you mean over the phone?
After Cameron found the president, it seems that he called his girlfriend, but she didn't answer the phone, so Cameron left a message on her answering machine. The tape is in the case files too. You want to hear it?
Please. Hello, Jill. Are you asleep already? Yes. Basically, Jill Crane was Jack Cameron's girlfriend, and Jack was Jill's boyfriend. So basically, yeah, the puns behind their name is basically Jack and Jill. And basically, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Basically, hair on their crowns fell down. Funny considering that both Jack and Jill died of head wounds. I'm in front of the facility now, but something's not right. President Wang is here of all places, and what's more? Crap! The light went out just now. I can barely see a thing now. For some reason, there's some weird tall guy with glowing red eyes. I can't believe it, but it's almost as if he didn't get up. What was that sound at the end? It seems he was attacked while he was on the phone. Agent Lang, may I ask? What was the name of Mr. Cameron's beloved? I'm pretty sure I heard her name was Jill Crane. So it was true.
Did you say Jill?
This was why she was seeking revenge for 12 years ago. The feelings and the items Miss Crane inherited from her beloved brought her to the auction. She had come to exact revenge on the conductor, Blaise.
But Miss Crane tried to get revenge on Blaise, right?
She may have wanted to get revenge on him for covering up the kidnapping case. Or perhaps she thought Blaise himself was the kidnapper. Which is actually, for the latter point, that is actually a pretty viable guess. The victim was carrying a camera.
Oh, according to the base files, it seems he only managed to snap a single photo. Here it is.
This is...
Isn't that the president?
He's being held at gunpoint.
This might be the scene the victim witnessed. So, the person in the cover must be the kidnapper.
Indeed, it seems like some sort of disguise. The logic of Agent Lang's father is correct. Then this person should be Patricia Rowland. But why was there only one photo? Perhaps he was killed before he could take any more? Jack Cameron was a freelance journalist. He was killed because he witnessed the president's kidnapping.
The blood really stands out in this recreation. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Even in the original photo, it looks brutal. A lot of blood was spilled. The back of his head is covered in blood. That must be where all the blood spilled from.
According to the autopsy report, he was struck in the back of the head with a brick.
Indeed, it's likely that the killer approached Mr. Cameron from behind. Is the victim holding something in his right hand?
That's also in the case, though. It seems he was holding a button.
A button? Did he tear it off the culprit's clothes? Okay, let's check the brick. This is the brick that was used as the murder weapon.
You can find bricks like this all over the garden. They must have used one of them as the weapon.
Okay, just wanted to double check. Okay, good. Just wanted to double check. Okay, good. Okay. Igloo!
This bear-shaped igloo is both cute and scary at the same time. I hear my declare this is the bear glue.
It looks as though this igloo could fit 3 people inside.
Yeah, I bet you could live up to 3 years in this big bear glue.
3 years? What about the summertime? The igloo would melt.
Mr. Edgeworth, say that again. Say that one more time.
The igloo would melt. Aw, you make Kay sad, Edgeworth. Oh, there's actually a good thing with Justine. Talk to Justine. Please ask me anything you want. Basically, show Justine the monster movie flyer. Seeing John's performance on the silver screen, I always look forward to it. Judge Courtney about that. In fact, until I personally go and see John's movies in the theaters, I try to avoid learning any information about them. Please, let us not talk about it. No, Judge Courtney, that wasn't what I... Although I've already come to learn a little about the plot in the course of this case, if you intend to divulge any more details, be prepared to face the wrath of the gods of law. It seems the gods of law does not take spoilers lightly. That has to be a screen... Oh my gosh! Basically, you know how I have my spoiler screenshot? I have to make this the spoiler screenshot. Just picture of just... It seems the gods of law does not take spoilers lightly. I need to make this my new spoiler screenshot. Because I love just that whole thing. The incident at the Grand Tower. It is utterly inexcusable. How dare someone commit such an impudent act in the presence of the gods of law?
It's really unforgivable. I'd like to give him a good whack with your gavel.
Miss Faraday, even if the person is a criminal, that does not give us the right to mete out punishment outside of the law.
Not even a light tap.
Certainly not. Okay, that is what prosecutors and judges are for. Don't worry, we will be sure to bring them to justice. We'll have Francisco assault him with our whip.
Alright then, let's throw this investigation down to the end. That's one of my rules.
I thought you had promises, not rules. Okay. Anyways, I think now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this video. You're great. You are for the next video. Sorry. I botched my outro. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You go back for the next video. Like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.